Oh my gosh, look at this. I should probably get that checked out. I don't know, I guess it doesn't matter that much anyways because it was fake. Whoa, special effects. I always like to do that to you guys because as you guys can see, it really draws your attention in. More importantly, look at this crystal clear, high definition 4K video, fast focusing most of the time. Yay! This is so much. Okay, that's right. First things first, I bought a new camera, okay, and it is gorgeous. This is my last camera. It was pretty nice, but it was really entry level and very shaky and very noisy when it was dark outside, which is obviously a big issue. So I instead went out and bought a new camera, and what we'll do here is I'll do like a camera, I don't know what you would call it, but look. This is the camera I'm shooting on normally, and as you can see here, it takes a million years for this thing to focus. While this one, you know, and I mean, look at this thing. It's beautiful. Well, actually, you can't look at it very well because this camera's in manual focus. See, this is why we don't use this camera anymore. It's nice, but you know, it has a lot of flaws. Now that I got the beautiful G7, it's nice, and it's super exciting. Also, when you take it off my thing there, it has optical stabilization, meaning I can do this, and it's not like doing a craziness like that. It doesn't shoot 4K 60 frames per second, but that's why we have this camera up here, because I like to inject some smoothness into there every so often. Also, before we get to like the main topic of this video, because believe it or not, there is a topic. One thing I would like to talk about is something I was gonna talk about last video, I ended up cutting it out of the final version, and I thought it was pretty important. It's this aquarium over here. A couple videos ago, a couple fish appeared in this jar, and I want to touch on it just a little bit because I don't want people to think that I'm just cool with sticking fishes in jars, because that's obviously not nice. The fish don't really enjoy that as far as I'm concerned. Whew. Let's get off the tripod, I know, so exciting. Here it is, this is like, I have this little, it's like an aquaponics aquarium going over here. So you can see there's some very small fishes in there. I'm not sure if we can see anything. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be, yeah, we can see one there. And there's some tiny crayfishes swimming around in there. And it's this thing I sort of have going, and the idea is that it's a tiny ecosystem in a relatively small aquarium. Just a couple days ago, I was gonna get all the fish out of there and just have it be plants, because I read something about how fish can get freaked out in circular aquariums. The problem was I couldn't get them out because they were so small. I put a lot of microorganisms and stuff in there, so my point is, don't stick stuff in jars for long periods of time. That is not a good idea. I've been monitoring the pH levels and stuff, and I think it's okay, but you know, so what's my point here? I'm pretty sure that's safe for the stuff inside. If any of you guys think otherwise, please let me know, because I obviously don't want any like freaky business to be going on over there. But Avery, shut up. What are we doing today? Well, believe it or not, everything we have on this desk is related. Well, actually, not at all. That's concealer. This is actually related, though. This is what is known as wild sowing tomato. See, look at that beauty. It has a bunch of needles in it, which we're going to be using. Hoo-hoo-hoo! Fake money. You think furry in your mind, you know. Before any of it gets explained to you and stuff, you know, one of the first thing that comes to mind is fabric, like soft fabric. For some reason, I thought it would be a good idea to buy like 2 square meters. Oh wow, look at all this. How much of it do we have again? That's like impressive almost. I don't know how much dye went into this. Probably enough to die if you drank it. My idea was we take this fabric and we cut it down to size and we stick it onto my computer, because my computer's been sitting over here and it's been a very sad experience ever since the really bad TV that I had over there as a second monitor broke. No, it's been so bare and stuff, so I'm just so intrigued by this idea. I think this is a great idea. Here's my Velcro I'm gonna use, okay. Velcro is very important because I want to be able to stick it and pull it off and stuff. We got this, put that in composting. Is this a good idea? Probably not, because I think quite obviously it's probably gonna make the computer heat up a little bit more. But do I care? and this computer is several years old, and it takes like 24 hours to render as is, so we might as well benefit from the long render times, right? Yeah, let's just try to do this. You know, I was in sewing club like the first year of high school or something, and granted I'm still in high school, but yeah, I was the only boy there, and boy oh boy did I develop a lot of sewing skills. That's a lie, I didn't develop any sewing skills because I talked the whole time. Avery Miller, the sewing extraordinaire. How do we sew stuff? Well, the way we need to start out is by measuring out the size of our surface here. If it isn't obvious already, I ordered way too much fabric. Right, so here's the rub. We got this massive piece of fabric. I don't know why I ordered so much. So what I've done, I went ahead and taped a big piece of paper together, and then I Sharpied along the edges there to make like an outline. What we'll be able to do is just cut out part of this fabric. I'll sew some Velcro stuff to it, and that'll be that, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I got so much extra, I'm gonna have to cover more stuff in fabric, I guess. World's first furry computer, let's go. Oh, goodness gracious. Hey, comment below. I'd like to make an upcoming video where I like tell a story type deal. Would you guys be interested in that? Is that something you'd like? Let me know. If my memory suits me correctly, which, you know, I mean, I sort of got to cut myself a break because freshman year of high school was like, what, 2 years ago? Was it 3? 3 years ago? No, I think in sewing club I took a bunch of Rebecca's pins and never gave them back. So if you're watching out there, Rebecca, sorry. Come on, Avery, come up with a joke or something. I think it makes the most sense to start out this way around. I haven't done this in such a long time. I mean, I don't know, there's not much to do here. I guess I just go for it, right? Oh, joy, my 60 FPS camera just died. Fantastic. So, a little bit of a life hack to any budding sewing people out there. I mean, granted, anybody who probably wants to sew probably already knows about this, but as I was cutting into it here, one thing I wasn't really thinking about is the amount of fur that comes off the edges, because when you cut it, you know, it's having trouble focusing on my hand. That's because it's so white, blends right in with the carpet. Okay, fur becomes dislodged here, as you can see, and that is obviously a bit of an issue. So I think I'm going to have to sew the sides, which I was planning on doing, but like I don't know, just to like hold it in and secure it. I don't know if that's a good idea or if I'm just being an idiot. Maybe I can get away with not doing that. I don't know. Who knows? Who cares? I care. I care immensely. There's so much hair everywhere. There's pink fur, there's real cat fur. By the way, we got a kitten. Maybe I'll show you guys that at the end of the video. Avery Miller life hacks. Did you ever want to do a DIY project? Don't. I think this goes without saying, but the fur and the fabric is made out of like plastic. The fur is definitely fake. The fabric might be made of some sort of cotton fiber or something. Point is, no animals were harmed in the making of this. Oh my gosh, could you imagine? I'd skin myself before I skinned another thing. Goodness gracious. I don't know how that became a thing. Like, what person, like, some animal, and they, like, chopped off its skin and was just like, hey, this is good. Wear it around. I don't know. Maybe they... I don't know. That's depressing. Let's not talk about that. What we should talk about is how Avery can't get his shots in frame. So, how are you guys? Oh, interesting. Am I completely losing it, or have I already lost it? Talking to a camera and waiting for responses to happen.
I'm good, Avery, thanks.
I was looking on Twitter earlier, and PR Wolf had this commission posted, and it had all these people's sonas in it. And I remember them talking about it at one point, where it's like this big commission, and it has like every person's sona in it, and it was going to be like this super huge thing. And I thought that was a really cool idea, and I was very excited to see how it turned out. And I saw the final version on Twitter earlier today. It has a lot of likes and stuff, and I was like, wait a second, am I in this? And I looked through and I wasn't, and I don't even mind. I don't care, PR. It's not... Kidding. PR Wolf? More like bad PR Wolf, because... I'm kidding. I tell you what, this camera is amazing at focusing, just not when I want it to. Okay, there we go. I mean, but honestly though, this camera is leaps and bounds better than the last one. If anybody at the EPA is listening and has a job and hasn't been cut because of budget cuts, if you guys could come down here and help me like bring some sort of, I don't know, flamethrower or something that could help this cleanup process. I got it cut into a shape that I think I'm pretty happy with. I think this will work. And now I just need to sew some of this stuff to the bottom of it. Will it work? Probably. If I fail on this, I don't know what I'm gonna what else I'm gonna do with my life. I wanted to mention the last video, you know, where I was talking about Worth It, that Chrome extension where they're gonna be matching old donations to the channel up to what, August 15th or something. We've gotten a couple bucks from quite a few people, which I really appreciate there. And even if we don't get to a place where we can buy that rip-off suit thingy now, I feel like Worth It is going to be a huge help for the future, because like so many people want to help with videos and stuff, but money ain't free. Anyways, I wanted to thank all you guys who have done that so far. I don't know, I don't really have anything interesting to say. I'm too tired and it's too hot in here for me to think about anything. So it's me like an hour later. Let's see, what has happened since? I think I finished this. These stick on sorta, but the sewing job I did was so bad that they're not really, they're sort of just there. So you know what, I mean, that's good enough for me. It's not like I'm gonna be taking this off that much. I'm gonna be leaving it on permanently. Yeah, I mean, this is what this has all come to. Of course, I'm gonna have to clean all this up. That's gonna be a blast. But what we're gonna do is the other Velcro stuff, and we're gonna glue it to my computer. This is probably one of the most self-explanatory videos I've made so far. Wow, I've never been more impressed with myself in my entire life. Wasn't I on NPR once? Oh yeah. I watched a video of Coco the gorilla the other day, and Coco gorilla is, of course, that gorilla that can speak sign language, and she was talking about how humans are stupid for destroying the planet, and she signed "Nature is watching." And that like freaked me out a little bit, and I almost bursted into tears. Bless Coco the gorilla. Okay, so this is what we got. This is coming along. I'm gonna have to style it a little bit, I think, honestly. Sorry for anybody if you're a fan of RGB lighting, because boy oh boy, the RGB lighting is gonna be covered. No strobe lights coming through this thing. Oh yeah. Wait, you know what? It's missing something. Oh. It even turns. I don't know about you. I personally am pretty pleased with this. I also have to clean all this up before I get publicly lampooned, possibly executed. So you know what, why don't we wrap ourselves up here. If you guys watch till the end of this video, you get to see some footage of our new kitten. It's very cute. Its name is Marty. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe, follow me on the... Hey buddy, it's okay. My hand's right here. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe. I try to put out new videos like every week, and sometimes you'll find them interesting, other times not so much. Sometimes my desk is cleaner than this, other times it is a lot worse than this. If you really like this video and you have the Worth It extension installed, go ahead and go down there, and if you click the buttony thingy, see right there, if you go ahead and you go over, click the buttony thingy, you can donate like a couple cents. Helps a lot, adds up. It's Avery, back from the future. And, oh, gross. Okay, never mind. I'm back here for a second because I wanted to show off a new feature that Worth It has created, and I think it's very fascinating, and I think you guys will be interested in it. So, if you see here, here's one of my tweets, you know, there's this little button right there, see that? It says Ask, and it says Ask Avery Miller a question. So what this allows you to do, you can also go to worth.yt/Avery, and you can do the same thing. And what it allows you to do is, if you donate 50 cents or more, you can ask me a question, and I will have to answer it in order to get your donation, which I think is a very interesting idea. And I would like to thank Kenny and all the guys at Worth It for working with me to implement this new feature, because this is pretty sick. Anyways, what was I talking about? And Worth It themselves, they were a sponsor for the last video, and they are going to be matching any donation to the channel up to $500, and I would like to do that to make a video where I review a rip-off fursuit, but not sure if that's gonna happen, but you know, fingers crossed. If not, we'll do something else fun with the money. Maybe donate to charity, or I don't know. I'm not sure yet. You can also find me on Patreon. I really love my Patreon supporters. My Patreon supporters. Zapruder film? Why did I say Zapruder? That doesn't make any... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's a connection. Do you know what this... It's a conspiracy... Oh my gosh, I hear a car. Oh my... Couldn't do it without my Patreon supporters, so thanks to you guys. Here they are. Love you. Quick note, if you do pledge on my Patreon, your name shows up in the Hall of Fame once your payment has gone through for the first time, right? What else? I'm on Vimeo. I put all my videos up there. It's sort of like a YouTube backup. I'm also on Twitter, so if you want to head over to Twitter, I try to post stuff there, and I try to be fun and stuff. I think that's really about it. Avery Miller app, now in the Google Play Store. Now, here's my cat. He's so dark, the camera has... It's hard to see him on see all the details on the camera. Oh, whoa. Whoa, he's on the move. Oh, yawny, huh? Oh, he's peeking out. I can see him.